Meet my co-hosts, Nick Best and Akim Williams. We're going to have some amazing guests on the show. Buckle up tight, because we're going to be talking about the shit you're not supposed to be talking about. We're going to be discussing anything and everything it takes to become a legend of iron.
Legends of Iron is brought to you by MuscleMeds, the creator of Carnivore. Carnivore is the most powerful beef protein on the planet. What is going down, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Legends of Iron. With me, as always, Akim Williams. Looking large, brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Pretty good. I'm out here now.
Looking large. Yeah, looking freaking large. And unfortunately, our third of the trio, Nick Best, cannot be here today. He's doing a Hollywood thing. He's actually filming a TV show with Frank Mir, of all people. I think you're doing some crazy thing with firing heavy artillery. So he'll be with us next time. But anyway, we have got a massive show. When I mean massive, I'm talking massive. We have got the most massive guest any of you have ever seen. Generation Iron has called him one of the biggest bodybuilders on the planet. And this is one of these guys, I hate to say it, but he makes me feel like a little bitch when I stand next to him. There's not that many people on the planet I can say that about. But Craig Golias, the living legend, one of the biggest men I have ever known in person, is joining us today here on Legends of Iron. What's going down, brother?
Hey, man, appreciate that, bro. Coming from a freak like you guys as well. Everything's going pretty good, man. How about you guys?
Everything is good on my end, enjoying a little bit of off-season training. Not quite as big as you, but I'm getting up there in weight.
Yeah, Ox said he was about 312. He's making a big over 300 pounds right now. That's pretty big, but it's not the 350, 360 like big Craig Golias rolls around with abs, I must add. So for those of you that don't know, everybody knows, but for those of you that have been living under a goddamn rock, you don't see people over 300 pounds with abs. Well, you're looking at a guy who's been 350, 360 with abs. But before we get into all of the, the training and the nutrition, all that kind of stuff, I want to ask Craig a couple of personal questions. So number one, I know you got a killer crib in Las Vegas. It's a big old house. I've seen the picture of your backyard. It looks like fucking paradise back there. You told me you just remodeled your house. Tell us about that a little bit, brother.
Yeah, for sure, brother. So for the last, I've been in my house for about 2 years now. Actually, wow, this November 16th will be 2 years, the exact date. So, and
it's a big fucking pad, isn't it?
Yeah, 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, pushing 4,000 square feet. But, what's crazy is, before I moved in here, I lived in a little tiny condo for like 6 years. And I always had a goal that I wasn't going to go straight for like the normal crib. I was going to go all out because, bro, we're all huge. We want to do life huge, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, brother.
If you're going to be huge, you got to do it huge too. So I just saved while everyone's out, blowing money on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I'm just saving, brother, because I knew that I would need a big down payment, in my situation. So I just saved, man. I was going to need all new furniture, and dude, I wanted nice shit. So,
your crib is fucking sick, man. It's absolutely sick. And that fucking backyard is fucking insane. I mean, for most people, they think of a backyard. Well, this looks like a tropical paradise built around a pool.
It has a lazy river.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I've seen some pictures. I haven't seen it in person, but that thing looks fucking sick. But love the big crib, love everything. But now here's what I was really getting at. Big guy, big house. You got a good-looking lady with lots of big rounds. We got the same taste in women. You got the big boobs, the big butt. It's not just having a girlfriend. you tell us about this, brother. Your girlfriend's got a girlfriend. So now we're getting somewhere. You got two. This is the best. Come on. Talk to us, brother.
They're like that, bro? No.
Well, I mean, in a good way. Listen, myself and every other guy out there is just sitting here going, oh, my Lord, I want to hear some stuff about this. Yeah, I heard you talk about this on some other shows too, but for any guy on the planet, a guy with we're talking, we lose it. There you are. Big house, the biggest guy on the planet, and two chicks. What else does a guy want? I mean, come on now. I'm blowing you up. I'm blowing you up because you deserve it, brother.
No, man. It's just, there's girls out there, they're a little different than the average chick. There are girls out there that like girls.
Absolutely.
and that aren't jealous, so, that just kind of explains the situation right there, man. Have a girl that's into girls and is not jealous and doesn't mind if you have another girl or, with her,
Yeah.
But, it's not like, it's not like 100% what you think. There's a lot of, there's a lot of drama in it too, like, can you imagine one girl going off on you and having two? Like there's a fight.
That was going to be my question. I was going to ask you because you said, she's not, the jealousy part is out of it, but that's kind of hard to believe in because women, doesn't matter. They find something to get angry about. So like you said, having two, double the trouble, you're definitely right. It could be a tough pill to swallow. It could be hard to deal with.
Yeah, man. Right now, dude, I'm actually low-key kind of taking a little step back from it as much right now, just because like me and the one have stuff we need to work on. So, like right now I'm just going to chill out with that situation. But, we all went on vacation. That was amazing. We went to Mexico, we went to Cali. If you it could be fun, man. It's not necessarily like, having two girlfriends or nothing. It's more like just like, like
having somebody that understands you and is willing to do stuff that, enjoy each other's company, I definitely do that, yeah.
And also,
it's having two girlfriends.
It's also a lot cooler to look at 4 tits than 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was my next thing is, brother, you're so fucking big, the big house, the big crib, the big fucking guns. Now you instead of, 2 boobs, now you got 4. You got 2 big asses, 4 big butt cheeks. Now we're talking. This just goes right down the line of being big, massive, aggressive, and want the biggest, baddest of everything. So I got to tell you, brother, hats off. Keep fucking crushing shit. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean?
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying, man. It's not easy though, bro. There's a lot of positives, when you're trying to get like nice things and big muscles and more girls, but there could be negatives too, man. You could get stress, anxiety, like you're put on a pedestal, so you're expected to do something. I got injured, we talked about this. I've been injured for like the last year.
Totally.
So that was a lot I had to deal with too, not being able to like go in the gym and put up 4 plates like I usually do and shit, so.
Was it a shoulder injury?
No, I got nerve damage in my right arm.
Oh, okay.
From shrugging. It was actually from shrugging.
Wow. How much weight were you shrugging?
Do nothing crazy, like 5 plates, like on a Smith machine too, So I think I just tweaked my neck and I ripped something out my back and then it traveled in my right arm.
Wow.
Yeah, the nerve, I'm telling you, man, I got a nerve issue. I waited too long to have a back surgery, man. Once those nerves start going away, it's tough. Because then, obviously muscle, heals very quickly, tendons and ligaments behind that, but nerve is a long healing process. And the problem is when you have a nerve that's not firing, the muscles around it they get affected drastically because they don't contract the same. I got the same problem in my left calf. So I understand your pain, brother. It's a motherfucker. When I'm on stage, I'm always keep my right leg back because if I kick my left leg back, that fucking calf ain't contracting.
Bro, I would give anything to have the nerve damage in my calf, man, because the right arm, bro, I can't even out angle anybody, bro. So
come on. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Tell me this man is out of his fucking mind. Did you just hear what I heard? My fucking God.
I think it's just in his head, man.
Yeah. No. I mean, listen, we all suffer from, what do they call it? Fucking, what's the thing where
body dysmorphia.
Yeah, thank you. We all suffer from that. There's no fucking question about it. I mean, we're all a little fucking nutty to do what we do. But the bottom line is, I understand where you're coming from, because I mean, any big guy that's worked so hard to get somewhere and then had some sort of a problem, you think it's 100 times worse than it is. The people around you don't see what you think they see. But I totally understand how you feel, brother. But let me tell you, and I think you can agree with me, brother Craig, you are still fucking enormous.
I don't feel it, man, but thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
like Jon said, people around you are not going to see it the way you see it,
Yeah.
Like there has been times when I've been prepping for shows and I was down to like 270, and you have these guys in the gym looking at me and I'm like still walking around like 300 pounds. And in my head, I feel like I'm tiny as shit.
Yeah.
For the average person, you still look big as hell,
The thing about you though, bro, is you got that tiny fucking waist, bro.
Tiny fucking waist.
That right there is bodybuilding, brother. That is bodybuilding. And if you have a tiny waist, big legs, big arms, which you have, it's just you get the conditioning, you're set. You're set. That's what bodybuilding wants. They want that small waist, freaky X frame. And if you have, that's just genetics, So if you have that, you're blessed. Get the conditioning, you're set, So that's what's crazy about, like when you say you feel small, man, you gotta remember, man, whether you're 270 or 300, you got that small waist, man. That's crazy.
That's the thing too, is that, we, the ones that are building muscle, we tend to get ourselves too connected to the scale. When in actuality, when you're a little tighter, the illusion is that people think that we're bigger when we're lighter, because that, the more definition, the more shape you have, the illusion becomes bigger. But it's just one big slippery slope. I mean, we do it because we love it. We love it when we're big. We love it when we're ripped. We're just doing it because we love it. So we're fucking blessed no matter what. Nerve injury or not, brother, you're still big as a fucking house. And I would almost guarantee, just like Ox said, you're probably the only one who notices.
I want to ask Craig a quick question. I know that he competed in the past, and I never really got the full story as to why he never continued competing.
Great question, brother.
He has, like I said, I've seen pictures of him when he did shows, and he had amazing structure, but I was wondering why he never decided to go further into it,
Oh yeah, dude. I would love to talk about that, man. Thank you. Yeah. So basically, this is how everything started. So, to go over my story, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I just started training, and I went from 150 to 225. That's 75 pounds, all natural, in like a year and a half. And, people were like, wow, like, what are you going to do with this? You have a good physique, kind of like Greg Plitt looking, big biceps, good at, not big, super big, but Ed Connor saw my pictures, and he's like, I want you to come to Cali. I think you'd do a lot better out here. So I went to Cali and lived in Palm Springs for 9 months. And that started like, okay, I need to take this serious, let's get huge, so I was trying to bulk up.
I love that saying out of your mouth. Let's get huge. Let's keep going. Sorry for interrupting, brother.
Yeah, no problem. And this is 2006, by the way. I was like 22. And I got these two roommates. And they were bodybuilders too, and they've competed and all that stuff. So they jumped on cycles, and I'm natural, so I didn't want to do that. So I'm trying to sit there and keep up with these guys, and they're getting bigger and leaner, and I'm getting fatter and fatter and fatter. And I don't get it, but I'm eating junk too. So it's just like, I didn't really know what I was doing, man. So I hopped on board, finally. And I got to like 290 my first time.
Wow.
And I'm walking around in a tank top, you know, and everyone's like, are you a pro? Do you compete? Like, what? I'm like, no, dude, I'm just trying to get huge, you know? So, that's when,
that's like that's your foundation right there. I'm just trying to get huge.
I'm just trying to get huge.
Did you come out with a t-shirt with that yet?
Yeah. Fuck skinny, get huge.
There you go.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that. But anyways, yeah. So, this lady at the gym was like, why not do a show if you're going to look like a bodybuilder? I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So that's when I started my competing life. And, I did the Cal and, 2007. And, I actually won my novice class, you know, and I was like, whoa, you know, like I won, like, this is like, and I had bitch titties too. Keep that in mind. That was crazy. I had some bitch tits, but, they still gave it to me. But I took care of that the next year. But yeah, man, I was like mind blown, like, whoa, like I'm going to make this my life, you know? Yeah. And then, you know, I just started competing more and more. I've done 9 shows. The next show I did, I got 2nd. And then the next show I did, I got 5th. That was actually the one I got 5th at was the Excalibur. And let me tell you something, there was like 20 supers that year. Remember those days?
That's a lot.
Those were the days, man.
Yeah.
When you actually had
yeah, they just don't have that anymore. There's not enough big dudes. There's
most shows now, you go to a local show, you probably see a 1 or 2 supers.
Yeah.
Bro, the LA.
Yeah.
2013, I was the only super.
Yeah.
When I met Craig the first time, it was actually at the Olympia. I don't remember what year it was. Craig, do you remember what year it was? Was it?
MHP booth.
Yeah. What year was it?
2010.
2010. And we'd never met before. And basically they had me sit. It was when I was wrestling. So I was basically had me sitting there signing pictures. Craig was just to my right signing pictures. And I see this fucking guy walk up. And he's right at the first time about 300 pounds. So he's just on his way up. But even at 300 pounds, I mean, the dude had shape, had this fucking massive arms. And he's just sitting to my, and I was like, dude, how old are you? And he was like, what, 24 at the time, 25 at the time? He's just a fucking baby, man. He'd only told me how long he'd been training. He'd only been training shit. I've been training about the same time he'd been alive at that point in time. But I remember thinking to myself, this fucking guy has got structure and a frame. I mean, I remember thinking to myself, if he continues to train, I mean, how big did this guy get? Well, goddamn, 4 or 5 years later, 350 pounds with that same shape, you know, and the abs, you know, even when you competed, you were on stage at like 280, correct? The last time, is that right, Craig?
You know what, man? I don't even want to like brag about that, man, because I wasn't peeled, dude. I'm gonna be peeled.
But everybody's been on the stage and not peeled, so fuck. You know, it's not like you're saying I was 280 and peeled. How big were you on the stage? People like to hear that shit, you know.
Yeah, I was like around 278, I think, my last show.
I was on stage once, right around 280. It was probably my worst placing ever. You know, I mean, 10 pounds will go a long fucking way. You take 10 pounds of fat off you, you're in a whole different call out, man, you know? But, you know, still being on stage with abs, maybe you're not fucking peeled, but that's still a pretty big accomplishment. Not many people want to get that big, not even being on the stage, you know? What do you think, Ak?
Yeah, definitely true. I wanted to finish this question because going back to why kind of like, I want to like, you know, get to the point of why did you stop? Like, why didn't you keep going?
Yeah. So, you know, I told you, you know, I got 1st and 2nd and 5th. And then I went for the USAs to get the pro card. And that was 2009. And I actually got pretty fucking lean, dude, like down to 3.8%. Got pretty fucking lean, but dude, I got 15th out of 32. Not bad. I mean, not super bad for your first time, you know?
Yeah, of course.
I beat out half of the people. Dude, in that class, we had like Steve Kukalo. We had, dude, so many big names.
There's Juan Morrow was in that show too, right?
What?
Juan Morel was in that show too.
He might have been, dude. There was so many, dude. There was that big Sean Allen.
Yes.
There was Mark One. Mark Telesi.
Yeah.
Dude, there was so many. What's that other guy that owns Steel Supplements?
Jason Hunt.
Jason Hunt. Jeff Long.
Yeah.
These are some tough.
These are all like guys that turned pro and everything. You were right there in a really good group.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many like people that are all now pros and killing it, or already like retired even.
Yeah.
And you know, so I asked the judges what's that, and they're just like, they're like, you're not big enough, dude. I'm like, okay. So the next year I put on 25, 27 more pounds on stage in 1 year, but lost that conditioning, bro. So that's when I was like, fuck this shit, you know? I don't want to do it anymore. You know, I had a good run, you know, I did the USA's twice, whatever. And then, in 2013, I started a supplement line called Golias Nutrition, my own line. I had we had a good start, man. I wish I stuck with it, man, because it could have been big by now, man, because this is before Piana, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman. This was before they were doing lines. You know, I went that far back. And I even remember, like, in the beginning, when Rich started doing his line, he called me. He was trying to get tips, like, about the BCAAs and, you know, flavoring and who I used. And so, yeah, man, that's how far back. I had a really good, you know, business partner. You know, bodybuilding.com was interested. We had a booth at Olympia. But then, you know, I had a falling out with the business partner and I dropped it. But going back, the reason why I did another show, because my business partner was like, you need to get in shape for photo shoots.
Yeah, yeah.
And I kept on messing up. Like, I wasn't doing cardio. I just had no ambition. I told myself, if I stage in front of people, you know, I'll get lean. And that's where you see the black and white pictures of me where I'm more diced from Jason Ellis.
Yeah.
That was from that.
Okay.
I went against the overall Breon.
So you kind of just came to that point where it was like, okay, you wanted to start using what you'd done with training and building muscle and having this massive physique, start making money. It was not so much, you kind of, the competing part had kind of taken its course. Now it's time to make a living in the industry. That was kind of the transition, yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's a natural transition, you know?
That's the point where I am in my career right now, you know? I'm trying to figure out, okay, what's the next step? You know, where do I go from here in terms of, like, yeah, I still want to compete, but I'm trying to, you know, figure out, you know, what doors do I try to open and think about the life after bodybuilding right now. Because I only want to do this for another maybe like 4 years, maybe. I don't want to be doing this when I'm in my 40s, you know?
Yeah, bro. I think you can do it, man. With that structure, bro, I think you should keep on going, man. That's my opinion. And I'd be honest. I would be honest, bro.
But
you got to train, dude. I told Generation Iron, I do a podcast with Generation Iron, and they asked who's going to win the Arnold. I said, it's going to be between you and Nick. I said, that's what it's going to be. They said, why? I'm like, well, look at his frame. Like, look at that waist, man. You don't see big motherfuckers with a waist like that. Paul Dillette, you know, like, that was the last guy I can remember with a fucking Tony Freeman, Paul Dillette and Tony Freeman. The last two I can remember with little waists and just massive arms and legs. You just don't see that cartoon look anymore, man.
Yeah. Well,
Ak,
I mean, you're on the right track, Ak, because this is a time to start leveraging yourself. Right now is where you put you plant those seeds. So when you start to back off on competing, they've all sprouted, and you've got that life after bodybuilding for sure. You know
exactly. Yeah.
You know, where you are, you've climbed the ladder so high, you know, you're at the highest level, you know, you're one of the top guys. So to leverage yourself you're in a perfect position to do it, you know? Yeah,
well, that's why I just hooked up with a Sharu, and I'm about to head out to India in a few weeks. So I got to go out over there and pick up some new fans.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you,
they love
making money. I mean, leveraging yourself in the industry with social media now, it's just everything has changed. I mean, our generation is so lucky that we have social media. You know, before social media, there was a far fewer ways for guys to make money. You know, guys, the top guys made a lot of money, but that next tier, they weren't making much because social media wasn't there. So we're really blessed in our era, you know. I mean, look at Craig, you know, Craig.
That's the thing I was going to point out to Craig too, is because, you know, one, you know, he didn't turn pro, but he used his size and his social media presence to really make an impact. I remember when I used to work as a counselor at the university, and everybody knew I was competing back then. I was still an amateur, and one time one of my coworkers came up with a picture, and it was Craig sitting on a train with two guys.
Oh yeah,
I remember that. That's the first time I ever saw him. And
That was in New York.
You want to be like this guy, huh? Because I was riding the subway the same way that you were on the train, and I remember that picture clearly, and that picture like forever stuck in my head. Like that's fucking big.
Oh.
Right,
I mean,
that on a train and literally crush two guys sitting next to you. That's big.
Yeah,
and that's my goal. I wanted to be like that.
And the funny thing is, that's not Photoshop. That was a real fucking picture.
A real picture, yeah.
You know, that's what I said when we opened the show, man. I stand next to Craig. I feel like a little bitch. You know, this is a big fucking man we got on the show here, Ak. I mean, honestly, Craig, you look fucking massive sitting in there. But until someone stands next to you, they don't understand. You look massive in pictures. When a normal person is next to you, then you actually get the idea of how fucking massive you are.
Yeah, dude, remember we talked at Olympia, me and you.
Yes.
Actually, I talked to both of you the same year. It was Olympia the last time I was in Vegas. What was it, 19?
19, yeah, 2019, yeah.
I went and got remember we took a picture, bro, me and you.
Yes.
Yeah. It's on my Instagram still. And I'm trying to look so big too. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, and then you, bro, you had your own booth, and I came by and talked to you for a little bit, man. I remember like, dude, your traps, bro, 9K, bro.
Dude, well, you know, you gave me that. As soon as you walked away, I looked at my wife and said, "Thank God, he was making me look fucking. He just dwarfed the shit out of me." I look fucking great until you walk up. You know?
No, dude.
I mean, granted, the bottom line is that, you know, everybody's got their own shape, everybody's got their own look.
All three of us right now on this podcast, you, me, we're all freaks. There's no one above. Like everyone's freaky in their own. We all have our own freak factor, you know.
But we look at the other ones. Like I look at Ak and I look at you and I go, "Fuck! Look at the arms on those guys."
I look at you and I'm like, "Dude, look at those arms too, bro. Look at that right tricep, bro."
First of all, John, how old are you?
I'm an old motherfucker. I'm gonna be 50 in a few months.
A lot of guys your age can't sustain that muscle mass that you have right now. So you should definitely be proud of yourself for that, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally. I mean, I look at it like this, man. I mean, I'm fucking living the dream. I was just a fucking fat little boy who was too dumb to fucking realize I couldn't do it. And now, you know, fuck, man, my life has turned into this fucking great place, and I lift weights is like that's like the nucleus of what I do. And then the best part about it is, you know, you stick with it long enough, like all three of us have, we start to connect with others, and we all understand what we're doing. We all make sense to each other. The general public looks at us and doesn't get it.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. But, well, Craig, let's shift gears, brother. Tell me, I know that the one thing that's always kind of just been crazy to me is how big you are and how you're able to eat. I mean, like for me, I got to eat fucking tons. You know, I eat often. I don't eat big amounts of meals, but, you know, we've talked in different little bits here and there, and I've always been just completely blown away at how you're able to get where you are with your diet. And you've always thrown it back to genetics, but tell everybody, kind of give everybody a snippet of what your diet looks like to be a 350 fucking pound bodybuilder with abs.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be straight up with you, dude. I'm not an eater, man. I hate food. I don't like cheat meals. I don't like clean meals. I don't like anything that has to do with food. I'm never hungry. Meal one is the hardest meal for me of a whole day. I just do not look forward to any meal, man. People say, what's your favorite cheat meal? I'm like, honestly, I don't really have one. But if I can like somehow get something once in a blue moon, I'll get an appetite. I'll be like, well, I'm hungry. So if I do, I go take advantage of it, enjoy life. I go eat something delicious and I just enjoy it because it's very rare I get an appetite, man. I don't know why my body's like that. Flex Lewis actually told me he's the same way. I don't know why I'm like that, but every meal's a chore. And
give everybody a little idea of, like, I've heard you talk about, generally speaking, eating about 4 times a day. So
yeah.
when you're going to 350, give everybody, when you're on, because I know you dip between, 360, 30, you kind of bounce around as we all do.
Everywhere. Yeah.
You never maintain one weight too long, but when you're going to 350 plus, tell everybody what you're eating.
So when I'm trying to get to like 360, 370,
excuse me, 370. That's fucking crazy, brother, with abs.
Yeah. I just, it's still 4 meals, man. It's still 4 meals. I just up the carbs and I do shakes too. So it's not just 4 meals. I do a post-workout shake and I do a protein shake before bed. So if I'm trying to get huge, I will add more carbs to, like, the meals and the shake before bed. If I'm just chilling and I'm cool where I'm at, I don't add carbs to those shakes. But, hypothetically, man, and I'll add more cheats too. So if I'm doing 4 meals, I'll try to do a cheat like at least every other day, make it like a massive meal, and usually
you just increase the calories.
What'd you say?
I said you try to get more calories in there.
Yeah. Just, because I can't do the 5, 6, 7 meals, man. I tried to work for me. Now, when I coach people and they want to get big, they have to do at least 5, 6, 7. Like, there's no way around it. And that's why I really don't like to say I do 4, because like, you do 4, my genetics are a little different, but I would never have some 4 meals.
That's one thing I find very common, a lot of guys that are big, they're not very big eaters. You're not the first person I heard say that. I'm pretty much similar too, especially in the off season. It's very hard for me to get the meals in. When I'm contest prep, I eat more frequently, but in the off season, it's very hard for me to get the meals in. So it's something very
too, right? When you're doing a show, your carbs are lower, so it may be easier to eat because carbs will fill you up. Yeah.
But I definitely understand where you're coming from. It's like you said, genetics plays a huge role in this. Because
I got to say, both of you guys, God damn it, both you guys got some serious genetics behind you, and it pisses me off. Both of you guys got the arms. I've always wanted bigger arms. Arms is something I'm always working for. You guys both got the biggest fucking arms, and Jesus Christ. And talking about genetics, I didn't have that either. But anyway, sorry to interrupt, Doc.
Wait a second. Then what the hell do you call those things, Ray, that I'm looking at? What the hell?
Okay. That's what I wasn't trying to say anything at all.
We whip out a tape measure and we start wrapping it around arms. I'm going to be at the tail end of the pack. I fucking guarantee it.
Whatever you say, brother.
But anyway, so sorry for interrupting. 4 meals a day. You just kind of increase, like Ox saying, you just kind of change the composition of what you're eating. And so you're really putting a huge genetic disposition behind how you're able to maneuver, with, getting your body weight up. And keep in mind, it's not like you're just getting big. You're getting big keeping your abs, you've always maintained that bodybuilding is a little waist, abs. It's not just getting fucking puffy and nasty looking. And you've done that. I've never seen a picture of you without abs.
Bro, to me, man, if you don't have abs or at least decent looking, when you looking like that's a 6-pack, I'm not saying shredded abs, but if you don't have abdominals, you're not a bodybuilder, you're a power lifter. That's just my opinion. Bodybuilding is symmetry, aesthetics, you got to have muscle bellies. Like, that's bodybuilding, man. So if you're going to get big the right way, get your muscles big, keep the waist okay, keep the abs back.
Yeah.
Like, how big can I get and get fat? I never thought, that was the correct way to do it. Obviously when you're younger, you're, you don't know any better, so you just eat everything in sight. That's a little different, you know, but when you get older and you get more knowledge, you realize that, you know, you got to keep it lean, keep it tight. You got to have the abs ablazing through the night.
Let me ask you a question. On a serious question. Have you ever been or somebody ever try to out angle you at like these expos and stuff like that?
Yeah, you. Just joking. No.
It's not possible, man. It's like this is the guy that he not only is he big as a fucking house, he knows how to stand just right to make his body parts look fucking like the camera got warped or something.
John, believe it or not, there has been guys, I'm sure Craig could attest to that try to out angle him.
Oh, yeah, try. Wouldn't you say try, but they're not pulling it off, you know? Yeah, Craig, well, tell us some stories about that. You get some guys that fucking try to twist and turn and fucking catch the right angle on you, and you just look at them, go, no, I'm putting you away. Snap as many pictures as you want.
You're going to laugh at this, actually. So the last 2 Olympias I went to, 2019, where I saw you guys, and then the one that just happened a couple weeks ago, I was there too. I actually out-angled Big Ramy. Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't see that photo.
Go to my Instagram.
Yeah, I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah, I out-angled
in a fucking hoodie of all things.
Hoodie, yeah. But no, you know, Ramy's the king, bro. I'm not trying to say anything. I just, I just did my thing. I just like to out-angle.
We got no disrespect. We're just having fun.
No disrespect. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, 100%.
But the last 2 Olympias I went to, when a fan wanted a picture, I told them, I'll take a picture with you as long as you out-angle me. So I actually let everybody out-angle me. I took a step back.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing last year. But, because of my injury, I wore a hoodie at this last, because, my right arm's a little off. So, bigorexia. Yeah. Everyone's like, why are you wearing a hoodie? I'm like, because I can't out angle anybody. So
how's the injury coming along?
50% better, man. That's it. Just half.
Okay.
Yeah, it sucks.
I wish you a very speedy recovery, man.
Thank you, brother.
I know you miss lifting heavy and
I miss it.
I
can't, chest and shoulders, I can't go super hard on. I could go hard on legs and back, and biceps, but everything else, I can't go as hard.
Yeah.
Well, that's speaking of which, let's kind of dive into training, because I know, Craig, before your injury, there's been some pretty crazy. I mean, Grant, I know you've also kind of shifted gears at one point, said, I'm going to just stay with machines and stay away from the free weights. You've kind of changed your philosophy a few times, but I can remember at one point, you banged out like a set of 20 reps with 4 fucking plates, 405 on incline. That's fucking crazy, brother. That's big time crazy. Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about some of the fucking crazy shit you've done at the gym.
Yeah, I got some pretty impressive lifts. Not like, 5 plates. I did 4 plates, 20, and then I did 5 plates, like 6, 7, or 8. And then
on an incline.
Yeah, an incline. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, brother. Not many. I mean, most people would love to do that once on fucking flat bench, let alone an incline. God damn.
Yeah. At my strongest, I was doing 4 or 5 on incline for like 9, 10 reps. I never got past 10.
20 is insane.
And freaking, you know what, man? Like I don't really do that. That was like 2015, 16, 17 when I was doing those kind of lifts, man. Now that I'm getting old, I'm still not.
I love it.
But
you're just strong as a house. So real quick on that level, with these kind of lifts going on, when you're talking some massive weights you're pushing, you've mentioned having this thing with the nerve in your arm. Is this the first injury you've had your whole career?
Ever in life.
That's insane, brother. That's insane. But the numbers you're talking about, and not, you know how many people have put that kind of weight on some sort of a barbell press and fucking like torn a pec completely off the fucking bone. That's crazy. So you've done all this training, built all that muscle, and this is the first injury you've ever come across. I mean, you ever pull muscles or just nothing?
Nothing.
That's good, man. That means your form and everything is perfect. You know,
yeah,
you don't just.
This is. I wish I had a tear, man, because this is like a serious injury.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I wish I had something like a tear, like, because I would already been back in the game ages ago.
Yeah.
So nerve damage is a little more serious, man, especially when it's in your right arm. And
so what type of treatment are you doing to like try to fix that?
At the moment, nothing. I gave up. I was doing that's not true. That's not true. At first I was seeing a chiropractor 2 to 3 times a week. I was doing exercises at night that he had me doing, and I was taking peptides, 507. And it was helping a little bit, but then after 6-7 months, dude, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to give up a little bit, because I was just getting, it's just a lot of work, and for just a little, so now a client sent me like these pills and this cream, and I've been using that, and I've actually noticed like a lot less numbness in my arm. So it's kind of training. So I'm just going to keep on going with it, man. This could take years to get rid of.
Brother, check this out. So just a little, I've been going through the same thing for a long time. I waited too long to have a back surgery. And so basically the nerve was impinged. And ultimately what happens is the inflammation around that nerve is what makes it's making it worse. So controlling the inflammation at the origin up, and I think you said it was from in your neck, right? Yeah. So that's going right down your arm. So you got to basically try to control the inflammation up at the origin of that nerve is going to make, that's what I've been focused on in terms of, because my nerve is that S1 that runs down the back of my leg. So for me, it's all about controlling inflammation in my lower back. So for you,
always getting work done and make sure that it doesn't build up too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting that shit released. And then, more importantly, like when I do deadlifts or squats or something, I know the area is going to be tight. I get in the fucking hot tub and I stretch that shit before all that lactic acid freezes up around that fucking.
Before you train or after?
No, I do that after.
Okay, so you get in the hot tub.
Yeah, and it's really the reason I'm going in the hot tub after is because, obviously that lactic acid is in there. If I don't, stretch and get moving around, that next fucking morning, everything's tight. Obviously that's what's tight and you're moving around that creates that inflammation on that nerve and it flares up. So really try this, like Ox saying, get it worked on, make sure that you're, you're doing what you can to release the stress in that area. The nerve will have a lot better chance of, because I can't remember the studies, but I looked into it. I mean, the nerve recovers at an alarmingly slow rate. It's unbelievable.
I know.
So, yeah, I mean, part of my nerve issue is I waited too long before I started to actually deal with it. So, if you started working on it right away, I wish that I had done that. I didn't even realize that the nerve, the S1 nerve, was inhibiting my inside my calf, the head of the inside head. What would I call that? When you're looking at me, the inside part between the knee, fucking part, it doesn't even contract. It's just like a little puddle of mush, So anyway, just stay on top of, stay on it, because when you started right away and you continue to go, you're fighting it from getting worse. And that's what, I wish that I had done that myself, Yeah,
I need to get back. I need to get back at it, fighting it, man, for sure. And I'm going to.
Yeah. There's nothing worse. I mean, I look at my calf and I just look at myself with just complete disgust and distaste. Like, Jesus Christ.
I let this happen? Like he said, just don't, keep doing the little things,
Yeah.
Just take it slow and take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
But don't completely give up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right. You're right, man.
And that's what we do. If you think about it, it's consistency is what makes us who we are. It's because, we've been doing this for so long. Most people don't have the fucking nuts to do what we do, decade after decade. That's where we are. Well, unfortunately, sometimes there's some of the shit we really don't want to do that tags along with the shit we want to do, you know, and this nerve shit is one of them, brother. So stay on it. You'll get it, brother. You know, shit, you're successful with everything you do. You just got to keep putting your mind to it, you know?
Yeah, man, I think you're right for sure. 100%.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit. I remember there was a time, I don't remember what it was, but you'd said that you'd kind of converted from free weights into more machines, just more of like a preservation, you know?
Yeah, man. Just like you said, man, less free weights. You know, Cutler actually told me, you know, to, you know, do more machines and hammer presses, you know, just to keep it safe. And, you know, I take a lot of knowledge from him, you know, here of him being over here in Vegas, you know, so any little things I can grab from him, I'll do. So I stopped at like, you know, the incline dumbbell benching and, you know, all that shit. And I just did more like hammer strength machines, like especially for back, you know, and I think back being one of my better body parts, man, you know, I have hammer strength to thank for that. You know what I mean? Like doing a lot of machines with weights.
Yeah.
You know, build that thing.
Yeah.
Now, did you notice any difference in the development of the muscle in terms of using the free weights versus the machine?
Yeah, I feel like I got more muscle, actually, as crazy as it sounds, with like the hammer strength, you know, machines and you know, not necessarily, I don't do a lot of machines, like normal machines, but hammer strength I do a lot of. I'm a big hammer guy.
Especially, so you feel like more muscle activation.
Yeah. You could get a better squeeze too, you know, like you can put on 3, 4, 5 plates and get a squeeze, you know?
Yeah. And when you think about it, when you're doing a bent over row, there's a lot of shit you got to keep straight and tight just to make that muscle contract. If you're hooked out of a machine with similar weights, you're not worried about, you know, keeping yourself in the right position. The machine's keeping you where you need to be. So all your focus is just in that muscle contraction, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very good
Yeah.
point, yeah.
What was that, Ak?
I said, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, because I came from the world of strength, you know, where that was my first love. That was my first go. And in strength, you're finding a way to move something from A to B, and you're using every bit of your body. You're leveraging yourself. You're using as many muscles as you can. And so then obviously as I come to bodybuilding, I start to learn that, okay, this is not about just moving this fucking weight. This is about finding a way to move the weight, but making the muscle you want to work, do the work, not your whole fucking body. You know, so, you know, doing bent over rows with some obscene amount of weight when you're not really working your back is not really bodybuilding. You know what I mean?
I have a question for both of you. Now this is probably more in your younger years, but I'm curious if you guys were ever like, would there ever be a day when you'd wake up and you'd go to the gym and one day would be like, I'm going to focus on the squeeze and the contraction. But then you have another day where you're like, I'm going to get fucking huge. I'm going to lift heavy ass weight. Fuck the squeeze.
You guys you go first, Ak. You go first.
I mean, I would say now that I'm older, I focus mostly on the squeeze and the contraction. But when I was younger, I focused on I just want to get fucking huge.
Yeah.
So I would go in the reverse. Yeah, definitely. When I first started lifting, I didn't give a fuck about contraction or squeeze. I just wanted to lift heavy weights and just get fucking bigger. Yeah, seriously.
That's where I was too. I was, you know, I'd be the guy, okay, let's put 5 wheels on the squat. How many times can you squat it? Let's just take this to the end. You know, you're walking out a bar with no intention of putting it away because you realize the last rep, you're just not going to be able to stand up. That for me, that was the kind of fucking training that really I love. At 49, I can't do that much anymore. What's that, brother?
Remember when you would do leg days and you would just cancel any plans you had at night, like whether it was a chick or 2 chicks or 3 chicks, whatever the fuck it is, fucking birthday party. You're just like, I'm not doing shit tonight. It's leg day. I'm going to fucking kill this shit and I'm going to fucking be laying in bed all night, you know?
Well, brother, you know, just on that level, you have a nasty workout. You come home and you want your chick to take care of you. Well, just remember, you got 2. You son of a bitch.
I'll tell you guys a very funny story. So a few days ago, I was at my gym training. I think I was doing incline dumbbell presses. And the gym that I train at is very packed. And I was waiting for the dumbbell, one of the benches to do incline presses. And there was a kid next to me, and he was waiting for a bench also. So I'm just being a nice guy. I'm like, you know what? You can just jump in with me because you're doing the same thing. So I'm training. I start off with 100-pound pressing it. I see this kid picks up 100 pounds and he's pressing it too. So I'm like, okay, this kid is trying to hang.
He's motivated, bro. He's
yeah,
motivated.
I'm telling you.
So good for him, man.
I moved up to 120 and I pressed it for like about 15 or 20 reps or whatever. And all of a sudden the kid disappeared. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? So I finished up my set finally. And I went over to another machine and I see him. So I'm like, yo, what happened? He's just like, yeah, you did the 100 pounds. I did the 100 pound. And then you moved to 120. And I was like, fuck, I can't do that shit. So I just walked away. So the kid literally did his heavy set because he see me do 100 pound. He literally did because he can't go above 100 pound. So he warmed up with what he usually end the workout with. Just because he was trying to keep up with me. And I remember me starting out, I would have the same mentality. So that's why I said about, like, when I was younger, I just wanted to get big as fuck. Because I wouldn't care about my tearing my shoulders or whatever. I just wanted to lift anything in the fucking gym. And because he see me lifting like that, he, like, literally, that's all he wanted to do.
And you think from that kid's standpoint, he's thinking, this is Akim Williams, this is an Olympian. I'm going to get myself all prepped and ready. So when he's on his way up the dumbbell rack, I'm going to jump and I'm going to get a set with him. He planned his whole fucking workout around one set with you, brother. That's pretty fucking cool, man. Yeah, but I mean, you inspire the shit out of him. That's fucking great. I mean, bottom line is we all want to inspire people around us, because we remember what it was like. We remember what it was like coming up and you're kicking and scratching and, that big guy you're looking at with these huge eyes, he gives you just some sort of confirmation you're doing a good job, and it just makes you want to go 10 times harder. So you took that kid and, man, you gave him something that probably changed the rest of his training career right there, bro. That's good shit,
One set at a time, man. One set at a time.
That's it. So, Craig, in terms of training, do you have like training partners? Do you train by yourself?
It's always different, man. Sometimes I'll train by myself for a while and I'll just listen to music. Right now I have a training partner. I started off coaching him and training him, and then we just became friends. So now he's like my full blown on training partner. But yeah, man. So yeah, I guess I could definitely say I have a training partner now. Yes.
So have you burned through lots of training partners like most guys, like most of us? We've had plenty of partners come and go because they think they can do it until they realize how hard we work. I'm sure you've burned up plenty of partners too.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes when you need that extra motivation, just training with somebody definitely helps you get through the workout a lot better than training by yourself. I'm in the gym by myself and I'll have like no motivation, but you seeing somebody do the same way to try to do something, one up you a little bit, kind of inspire you to just keep going harder and stuff like that. So I'm always a fan of having a training partner.
Yeah. Did you burn up a lot of training partners? Like when I pretty much through my whole all of my the stuff I've done with weight training, no matter what I was doing, I would always have people that want to come train, but they would never last more than a few months because, it's real easy to kick ass for a few months, but when everything hurts and, there's always the honeymoon phase is gone,
I always get people that want to train back and chest and shoulders with me, but when it comes to legs, it's very hard to find a training partner.
Yeah. Craig, what about you, brother? You have certain body parts that people are not going to train with you?
Honestly, man, going back to what you said, dude, I always really trained by myself, dude. Up until like the last 6 months. I'm always training by myself because no one can keep up with me. You're right. Like leg day, chest day, whatever. They'd be like, dude, I want to get huge. And then they start training, like they pussy out. Yeah. But, up until 6 months ago, I was pretty much training by myself for a very long time.
Listen, man, you put 4 or 5 on a bar and you do 20 reps. How many guys are going to be motivated to keep training with you?
Well, you know, when you're really in your training too, like I've a few different times I've had people that have joined my training, even whether it be weight training or even like I used to run hills, you know, different parts of my training. And you know, I've had multiple people that have like tried to hang and like literally pass out. Or I had one guy, he just disappeared. He popped up a week or so later. I think he had like a mild heart attack or a mild stroke. I can't remember which. And I actually felt kind of bad. I was like, listen, wasn't telling you to do anything. You're just trying to hang in here. But at the same time, we're in there doing what we got to do. And if someone wants to tag along and they think they could do it, you know, what's going to happen? You know, there's a certain level of responsibility people got to take for themselves when they're trying to do what we do. You know what I mean?
Very true.
But yeah, no, training is one of those things. I mean, for Craig, for me, a good training session is like a fucking big dose of Prozac. The rest of I could wreck my fucking car. It doesn't make a difference. Are you that same way, brother?
Absolutely.
What's so funny, Ak?
As long as you get the work done, huh?
Yes, you get that work done. There's actually proven studies that when you really, really dig and when you're working really hard, your brain is releasing different endorphins and different shit. And it totally, for me, after my workout, I'm gonna have a good day. It's just the way it works. As long as I get my work in, it's literally like I always make the joke. It's like my Prozac, and I don't know how I would live my life without my daily dose. You know, Craig, you get that same thing? Does it kind of keep you mellowed out?
When do you guys train? After what meal? Meal number 1, meal number 2, meal number 3. When do you guys technically train during the day? I'm kind of curious.
I'm a midday guy.
Longer towards the ending of the day. So I would try to get like at least like 3 meals in first before I try training.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm the same way. It's just I'm up real early. I'm one of those guys. I like to get up I'm at fucking 5 o'clock. I've texted you like 5 o'clock before, Craig. But the bottom line, because
I would have been anywhere between like 3 and 4 usually.
Yeah, see, I got at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm up early. I'm fucking getting my shit done. No one's around to fuck with me. That's sort of my successful time. So I'm kind of the same. You know, Ak, you're training later in the day. Craig, you're getting your 3 meals in. I'm about 4 meals in deep too when I train. It's just the timetable is a little different.
I know a lot of people that like training in the morning, like right after their first meal. They tend to think that it's more productive. They burn more calories. They get in shape easier that way. I'm more of a person that I have to get at least 3 meals in because I don't feel like I'm strong early in the morning. Towards the end of the day, I feel like a lot stronger.
Yeah, for sure. There's that period of your day where you feel like you've got your peak optimum physical performance. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's really nice to go into the gym when you're feeling your best versus like we've all had to train late at night or early in the morning just because we had to, and you muscle through those, but those are not the sessions that we live for. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, those are the time when the gym is usually most packed. If you decide to train later on in the day.
Yeah. That's one of the things that goddamn training in the gym with a lot of people. That's something I've avoided like the plague from the jump. You know, it's too many people. If I got to wait for something, that doesn't fucking work for me. You know, my time is too fucking valuable, man. I built a fucking sick little gym right here on the premises. I have a few other gyms I'll go, but I'm always seeking the gym or the place or the time where there's nobody around, you know? So
what about you, Craig? You are, in terms of how packed the gym is, does it bother you or you don't really care?
I like it packed. I'll tell you why. It's really weird.
I love it, brother. I love the honesty. Yes.
Yeah. So guys, when you hit a weight of like 360 pounds, I'm going to be honest with you. You're sluggish. You're tired. It's a lot of weight to carry around, man. You try to become used to it, but sometimes it doesn't work that way, you know?
Yeah.
So when I get to the gym, I need movement. I need people being like, you know, how many more do you have left? Or, you know, like move, like body's moving.
Yeah.
You know, I need the energy flow because my energy is really low. So I need like, if I go to an empty gym, I'll be sitting on my phone like, oh shit, it's been 5 minutes. I better do a set. You know, like I need the movement. You know, having a training partner now, that helps. But you know, sometimes this motherfucker will be doing the same thing. I'm like, bro, you're up. Let's go. Get off the Instagram. You know?
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's one of my fucking pet peeves, man. If someone wants to train with me, you fucking pull your phone out of your pocket. You get the fuck out of here. You know, we're training right now. You know, you want to fucking go on Instagram, go to the fucking bathroom, sit on the fucking toilet and watch Instagram. We're going to kick ass, and you're not fucking kicking ass surfing the fucking web. You know, there's nothing that's, I mean, you get in your zone and then you fucking go to your phone. You're immediately out of your zone. Maybe I'm just too old school, but I've had training partners and I told them,
I think you're too old school because this new generation, when they train, they have to take a selfie every set.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've had training partners that were younger. I've had a couple of younger guys I love the younger guys that are hungry because they fucking work hard, you know, and that inspires the shit out of me. But I swear to God, I told one of them, I said, Lynn, I swear to Christ, you pull that fucking phone out one more time, you cannot train with me anymore. And this is when I had my own gym and we were going in when no one was there. It was just two of us. Put that fucking phone away. What is wrong with you, goddammit? But you're totally correct, Doc. It's the newer fucking generation, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, if it was one thing, if someone's picking up their phone because they're, you know, they're dealing with some business or a sick family member, that's fine. But Jesus Christ, I mean, let's remember what we're here for, you know?
But I mean, going back to what Craig said about the movement stuff, I tend to feel that way sometimes. Having a gym that's actually really packed definitely gives you some motivation. Because, you know, coming up to you and asking you, you know, how many more sets you have left, kind of makes you speed up the workout a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think if I ever end up in a place where I'm in more of a more people in the environment, I think at that point I find it, for me personally, I find it actually more helpful to motivate people around me, because that's a big part of what I do now, is just trying to help people realize that yes, they can. You just got to fucking stop being afraid you can't and give it a fucking crack, you know? So that whole thing of being around people always turns into me kind of, you know, giving some of myself a way to motivate, which I don't complain about. But when it's just time for me to go train, I know Craig and we talked about getting together for a training session. So I'm sure we'll be going into a packed, we'll be going to train where he is. So we'll be going into a packed house. Is that right, Craig?
Not necessarily, man. If we go, well, see, I wake up a lot later than you, man. So you'll probably be like, you'll be like 2 or 3 meals in, and I'll be 1 meal in. But you know, usually around 1:30, if I do that to me is like 1 meal in, and you know, it's usually a little chill. You know, it's not crazy. If you go at 6, now it's packed. You know, but I didn't tell you guys. You know, when I go to the gym, you guys told me you went like 3 meals in. I go. It differs. It could be 1 or 2 meals in. It's always different. All depends on what I got going on at night, you know? So if I have plans at night, I'll go early at 1:30 with 1 meal in. I'll go at 5 with 2 meals in, you know? So if I have just a relaxing night. So, but I do prefer to get more meals in. I have a better workout, a better pump, more energy. So I do agree with that 100%, you know, but also sometimes it's nice to get out of the way, you know, and you come home, you lay down, you're just like set, you know, just relax.
Just feel like your day is over.
Yeah.
So going into these gyms that are packed all the time, tell me about some of that, because every once in a while I'll see on your Instagram, you'll film somebody doing some really stupid shit. Like just recently, you filmed some chick trying to take an ass picture of herself. And you were narrating it. It was fucking funny as hell. So
that's called, there's all kinds of different stuff. So that's called the get that selfie, boo. Yeah, you know what to do.
He's got this shit labeled, Doc. I love it, dude. He's got
yeah. So when I see a girl trying to get that selfie and angle that ass, I'll be like, get that boo. Yeah, you know what to do, you know? And, you know, I'll record them. And, you know, sometimes I'll do the love is in the air. I don't know if you saw those, like where I find people like going at it. I'm just like, love is in the air, you know? So I got a different shit.
You always see, there's always some chick trying to make her ass look big and round. You know, that's every chick wants the big and round ass. So they're looking for the right lighting, the right angle. And then they got big fucking Craig Golias catching them on his fucking story, narrating as they go. It's fun, but you can't hide.
I will find you.
So tell us about the funniest one of these things. Of all the things you have all these different things that you narrate, you label, you sing to them. It's fucking great. Tell us about the fucking most off the wall, crazy one of these situations that you can remember.
So back in 2018 and 19, that's when I kind of did the comedy a little more hardcore than I do now. Now I'm getting older. I'm chilling out. It's more just simple things like the drive-thrus. Like when I go through Starbucks or something, I'm like, hey, what's up? What do you recommend that's going to get me huge? You know, they're like, excuse me? I'm like, yeah. What drink? You know, I'm trying to bulk up, you know? They're like, you know, so people like that shit. But back in the day, I used to go a little more hardcore with the pranks. And I used to go to Walmart and I would take little tiny bottles of water and I would throw them in people's carts when they weren't looking, and I'd record it from a distance, and I'd always make it like swoosh. Like I have a really good aim. So I would just be like nailing these, I call it the flow throw. And I mean,
so what are you doing? You're throwing a fucking bottle of water into their cart?
From a distance. like a shot, like a shot, you know, like
a shot.
Yeah. So, I mean, dude, I did it as a joke once and people were like dying laughing. They're like, you got to post that more. So I just started doing it more. And they still want it to this day, but I'm just like, you know what, man, 37, you know, like.
Dude, listen to this, though. Listen to this. This is the best part. So some fucking guy is in the security room watching all this shit on the camera. And he's just praying to fucking God that you don't do something enough, or he has to go and ask you to leave the fucking store. Can you imagine? How would you imagine if you're a security guard sitting in a room looking at a camera, watching this big son of a bitch throw shit at other people's cars, thinking you might have to escort him out? Are you shitting in your pants or what?
You know what's funny is I never even thought about that. You're right. There's like cameras and shit, and I'm sitting there.
Oh, yeah, there's some rent-a-cop that's thinking to himself, oh, please let this not turn into a problem.
I never thought about that. That's crazy. Yeah, they can see all that shit on cameras. Why is this guy throwing bottles of water in people's cars?
So you throw the bottle of water in the cart, and what are the people doing? Because I don't remember seeing these videos.
Yeah, because they're from a while ago. I don't necessarily do them anymore. You can see some of them in my highlights. Go on my Instagram. You can see in the highlights. I posted
So what you throw this in there, the person sees this small bottle of water going, and what are they doing? They looking around. Do they see it's you?
Yeah, they look. I'm already, like as soon as it hits the cart, I'm out.
Because I'm picturing, you know, you throw that in there, they see it, they turn around, and you go, stop.
No, I'm out. Once it hits, I'm out.
Okay, good. So you're not just scaring the daylights out of these poor folks. That's good. Yeah. You're just having fun. Okay, beautiful.
He walks away right after. They're probably looking at their car like, where the hell does the water come from?
Yeah. They're like, what the?
Yeah.
Well, brother, check this out. Here's everybody has that thing that kind of got their journey started. You know, like for me, I saw the fucking movie Conan the Barbarian. The first time I saw Arnold, something switched in me. Was there some sort of a switch? Was there a light switch that just got boom, something happened and you were forever changed?
Probably pumping iron.
Really?
Yeah. When I saw Arnold, I was just like, that's a human being. Like, you can look like that.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? You know? And I think that's what really motivated me, you know, to want to like start getting more serious with bodybuilding and not just like look lean and cute. You know, I wanted to become a monster, you know?
And at that point, you like, okay, I want to be the biggest fucking guy on the planet. Little did you know, a decade later, you would be. Is that literally what happened? You saw it. You're like, it just was like the fire was lit and you just took off and that was it.
No. What made me want to be the biggest dude was when Generation Iron in 2016, I told you the story on the phone. Yeah. They did a video on like the biggest monsters and like there was Piana and Big Ramy and Morgan, like all these monsters, and they claim me as the biggest freak. And when I saw that, I was never trying to be like a freak. I was just 320 chilling, like just keeping the shape.
Not a freak, just 320 chilling.
Yeah, chilling. Not a lot of shit, not a lot of food, just chilling. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, let's take it to another level and see, like, let's actually try to get huge, and not just chill. And that's when I went for like 350, 360. I just kept on growing and growing and growing, man. And then, Louis Marco, do you remember him?
Yeah. I know.
He started talking. He was like the first guy to actually start putting me out there on YouTube and, have my back when people were like, oh, he's all synthol and all this negative shit. And like, no, he's like, no, I don't think he is. I think he just uses good angles and he's really wide. And I think he has a small waist and like all this good stuff. So when he started promoting me more, he was like, let's do podcasts. And I was like, sure, even though I didn't want to because I was shy back then. I was like, let's do it. And, he actually helped build up my following in the very beginning, So I have a lot to actually thank for him. He's not around anymore. At least I don't think so, but he was actually really popular at one point. Then Dave Palumbo brought me on RX Muscle, and he said the same thing, the biggest freak I've ever seen. I'm just like, whoa, this is like, it's really cool hearing it from people like this, like not just some like normal dude. Dave Palumbo, he's seen everything, he's been around forever. So when he said that on our show, like, you're one of the biggest freaks I've ever seen, I was just like mind blown. I kept on getting more motivation and more motivation and more motivation just by hearing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. On that level too, brother, obviously you get all these people who make all these fucking crazy statements. And like Louis came to your rescue saying, no, I don't think he's synthol, yada, yada. Let's kind of help people understand, so many people look at big guys and just think it's all PEDs and just think that it's all gear and think that you're a classic testament. You've got some killer genetics, your diet, you stay on your diet, but it's not over the top. But you're also, I know when it comes to PEDs, that's not been a huge part of your thing. It's been the consistency, and for all these people out there that thinking that, that they just got to go and do a bunch of fucking stupid shit to get big. You're a classic testament to that. That's not been your thing. And I've always respected you for that, I mean,
I never even messed with insulin or growth.
That's what I mean. It's good to hear right from your mouth. Explain to people, because it's different when you hear it from somebody. It's not me saying about you, it's you saying yourself. Look, you've been doing this over time. You've been consistent. You're doing this, you're doing that. Everybody thinks it's this magic button they can push with PEDs, and it's not that way. So please share.
Yeah, man. I've always just been a bigger believer in, the basics, the basic stuff. There's all this new shit out, and I'm not dogging it. I just never really tried it because I never felt like I needed to, because I know it works for me, and it's the basics, the basic shit. So, but everyone's different, man. There might be someone out there, they need that new shit. They need the HGH and Slim. You know what I mean? So, why would I need to do that if I'm already 360, like you said, pretty lean? Like, unless I'm trying to get to 400, which I don't ever want to do, what would be the point? Well,
but I mean, keep in mind, if you take what you're saying, but the baseline of this has been the consistency. you know, this stuff doesn't make you, whether you're doing a lot or a little. Without what you do over the length of time, none of this happens, you know. And there's so many people out there that go about the whole idea of using a PD very irresponsibly. And that's something that, you know, for the most part, those are the people that just do not understand, you know.
All three of us right here, right now, all three of us, we're mass monsters. We all know that it takes the training and the food is the most important part.
Yes.
Everybody thinks it's all fucking gear. Like, that's all it is, man. I'm going to take a shitload of tests and DECA, and I'm going to eat 2 meals a day. I'm going to train like a bitch. It doesn't work that way, man. You gotta go in the gym and you got to give it your all, dude. You got to be walking out in pain, and you got to force these meals. And if you don't do that, you know, the gear's shit, you know.
Exactly. And for somebody like you, who's literally known as one of the biggest fucking bodybuilders on the planet, for people to hear you explain that, I think it's gonna be really helpful, because one of the things that really bothers me is there's this new generation coming through that is so misinformed, you know, and you see a lot of people making real poor decisions based upon their lack of knowledge because they don't know what they should know. And you're a classic example of that. I mean, you're one of these guys who, you know, you don't use synthol, which you've been accused of. It's great that fucking Louis came to I mean, the people that accuse this shit, they're the people that don't know. You know, the synthol things. What you see those guys, these fuckers, I mean, they have these body parts that just looks like there's a fucking cantaloupe slit underneath their fucking, under their skin. And it's the same whether they're flexing or not. That's synthol, for Christ's sake. You know, what do you, I mean, share a little of your thoughts here too, brother. Aren't you, you think it's important that people understand that this is not just some chemistry experiment?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think, like you said, with this new generation right now, everybody wants the physique, everybody wants the look, but they're not willing to work for it. Yeah. You know, I see you in the gym all the time, you know, and like you say, it goes with the saying of, you know, everybody, like, they see your achievement, but they don't see what you do behind closed doors.
Yes.
And with social media and everything like that, you know, they see the photos and everything like that, but they don't understand the amount of work that goes into that physique, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Like Craig just pointed out, you know, he was doing 4 or 5 for 20 reps. You know, they don't understand that's what it takes to get a chest like that. Yeah. You know? A lot of people, they don't understand. They think they could just go and put a plate on the hammer strength machine and bang on a few reps, and they don't understand that it takes a lot of work to get that kind of physique. You know, and unless, you know, you're willing to do that work, you're never going to achieve it. And you're going to think, you know, somebody's doing a bunch of growth, or somebody's doing a bunch of insulin and all this other stuff to get that physique, but it's not really true. It's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of consistency, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And I think, you know, I believe that it's guys like us, the three of us, that it's part of our duty to help this younger generation realize that they're just terribly misinformed, you know. And, you know, if they want to get big, I mean, and we got the biggest man on the planet here with us, for him to testify that it's the consistency, it's the diet. This is what that generation needs to hear. So good shit, Craig. I appreciate you sharing that. But, you know, well, we're going to shift gears. This is the part of the show. Our show is Legends of Iron. Well, then we go into this fun part where it's legend has it. All right. So, Craig, what that means is you've heard plenty of legends about you that are just embellished. We've all heard them. You know, like I've heard stories about you that I know aren't true, but I just let them go because I've, you know, let your legend grow. So the question is, what are some of the craziest legends that you've heard about yourself?
Crazy stories I've heard about myself?
Yes, exactly. That you know are not true, but it's just kind of funny how the fuck it just loops back to yourself. Like I've heard stuff about you that your arms are 29 inches and that, you know, your waist is 20, you know, your arms and your waist are the same and you're 375. I mean, granted, you're fucking crazy big, but this is what happens. That legendary thing just, you know, what it just spools so big and so fast. So have you heard some crazy things about yourself that make you laugh?
Crazy stories that I've heard about myself.
Yourself. Yes. I know that's kind of a tough one. I could share a lot that I've heard about you. A lot of times they don't lead back to you, but
I mean,
I'm on a podcast real quick. Okay.
I don't even put you on the spot, brother. I can give you a bunch that I've heard about you. You know?
I mean, I've heard, like, do you mean like just like shit talking?
Well, I mean, it can be all the above. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you're a person like yourself or any of us, we're in the spotlight enough that people talk. And usually when someone tells a story, and over time the story continues to grow. And by the time it wraps back around, it's got the root of the truth, but it's so much bigger than the original. You know what I mean?
Stories I've heard about me. I'd have to really think. I mean, I just heard, like, you know, people saying I use crazy amounts of shit. And I mean, like, what they wrote, like, oh, this dude's taking this. I'm like, whoa, like, dude, that sounds like a death, you know? Yeah. I've heard synthol a lot, never touched it. What else have I heard? That's,
and keep in mind, brother, you're probably seeing a lot of the stuff that you read on social media.
I'll tell you one of the biggest one I've ever heard about Craig is that he photoshopped his photos.
There's a perfect example, you know, because people look at you and they can't believe what they're seeing. Like the picture that Ak pointed out in the beginning of you sitting on the train. Most people, that fucking picture has created so many legendary stories. It's unbelievable.
I have a great story about the Photoshop. This is unbelievable to me. This is how crazy people have gotten. This is how crazy people want to see me go down sometimes. So this guy, he actually follows me on Instagram too. He did a YouTube video on me saying, look at Craig, he is Photoshopped, look at him. So there's a video of me, I'm in the background. You know that monstrous dude? He just competed many times. He lives here in Vegas. I can't pronounce his name. I want to say like Mo something.
Hassan?
Yeah. So I'm in the background of one of his videos, and like I'm looking, I guess, a little off. I think I still look. I mean, to me, I saw it. I still looked big. I don't know, but they took a screenshot of that. And then another time I'm in the gym on my phone, and they have a screenshot of me like on my phone with my right arm, you know, so it's from the right, and I'm chilling on my phone like this. So they're taking it from the right side to hit my right arm that's injured. And once again, I still look massive as shit, but my right arm looks a little smaller compared to my pictures. Yeah. So they posted these pictures like, look, he's fake. I'm like, if you guys knew, if you only knew, I've been going through an injury on my right arm the last year, you would, and you see on my Instagram, I'm posting old pictures. You know, nothing's new, you know, yeah. Unless it's my back. I'll post shots of my back all day long because my back's still huge. I mean, look, it was sad, you know, but this dude is so mad at my career. He had to be like, look, he is fake. Look how, like, he doesn't look like his pictures. It's like, motherfucker, I've been injured a year. My right arm my whole tricep and forearm is just desized. I'm on lower gear.
Brother, think about this. Think about this. Like Ox said in the beginning, he saw that picture of you and he's like, that's what I want to do, right? Well, people all over the fucking globe have that same response. Some of them, they embrace the fact that you're this fucking man. Other guys, unfortunately, they get pissed off and jealous.
He's mad. And then, you know, it gets worse. He starts posting videos of me where I look fucking super huge. Now I'm like, didn't that just kind of answer your question that I am real? You just posted pictures of me flexing, looking bigger than my pictures. So that's what kind of confused me. But then again, it's in a different language. So I don't know what he's talking about. It's all in like, I don't know what he's saying. So, but I'm just like laughing, watching the video because it's like, you're that mad. You had to do a video on me. Like if you knew I was injured and I've been taking a break, like, let me ask you this, man, like, like bodybuilders can't take breaks. Like, do I always have to walk around 360 pounds of muscle? Like, do you think that's healthy? You don't think like I need to chill sometimes and take breaks? Like, and then people want to come at me like, look, he's not that huge. It's like, dude, I've dropped 30 pounds for a couple months. Leave me alone. Like, no, like, let me breathe. Like, let me be healthy. Like, isn't this what the world wants?
Yeah.
And then they come back at you like, oh, look, he is smaller. Like, look, he doesn't like, and that's why I had to wear a fucking hoodie at Olympia because of this fucking reason.
You definitely, there's no Photoshop. I've seen you in person. You're the real deal. And like you said, man, if you got to take a break, who gives a fuck what they think, man? You're the real deal. Everybody, you know, people are close to you, people that know who you are, they can attest to that. You're definitely the real deal, bro. So you're definitely, when you're injured, you deserve a break. Man, you ain't got to prove anything to anybody else, man.
And I gotta say too, as of competing, people that are competing, you're one of my favorite bodybuilders. So coming from you, bro, seriously, like made my day, man. Because right now in the bodybuilding world, I don't really follow a lot of people, man. But you, dude, you're like one of the last mass monsters with the small waist. You know, so I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, dude.
You're welcome, bro.
Well, just to kind of, as we start to wrap things up here, brother, I got to tell you from the standpoint of, you may not hear a lot of legendary stories about yourself because it sounds like most of the negative shit is getting back to you. You are a living legend, and the legend of Craig Golias and being out angled is alive and well. People, I mean, it's like you're that guy that most people don't think is actually real until they see you in person. So you just so you know, you've heard a lot of the negative shit that wraps around, but I've heard a lot of positive shit. The negative shit that I hear, I always dust off real quick and straighten somebody up. But the bottom line is, brother, you know, you are a living legend. You are one of the biggest. I mean, literally, I feel like a little bitch standing next to you, and I don't say that to many people. And it's been great to have you on the show. Ak, you got anything else you want to ask Craig before we bust out of here?
Just take care of yourself, and hopefully that injury heals up really quick, and you're back to crushing weights and lifting heavy ass poundage.
Thank you guys so much, man. Seriously, man. We really got to do this again for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have you back on for sure, brother. And when we have you back on, I'm sure after everybody sees this one, they're going to want to know much more about how to manage two females in their life. So you're going to have to share a little more information about that. Keep in mind, let's just recap here. This is 350-pound Craig Golias with abs, living in a 5,000 square foot crib. And he's got a girlfriend that's got a girlfriend. He's got two ladies. He's big, he's bad, he's massive, he's legendary. Everyone, Craig Golias, thank you very much for coming on the show, my brother.
Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it.
We'll do it again sometime. You got it. Yeah. We'll see you again, everyone, next time. Next time, Legends of Iron. Legend has it. We're going to always have a lot of fun, share some killer information, but most important, we are going to motivate you to become the best version of yourself. See you next time, everyone.
Legends of Iron is brought to you by MuscleMeds, the creator of Carnivore. Carnivore is the most powerful beef protein on the planet.